So my testimony is, and guys, I apologize, I said 15, it was actually a little over 20 years ago. On the outside, it looked like I had it all. But I did very little pouring of God's word into my life. I had a sports car. I had started my own business. I was on the brink of it just breaking, where I was going to make lots of zeros, lots of Benjamins. Had a girlfriend preparing to propose, and was a single dad, and was about to have the amount of time I had with my son significantly reversed in my direction. And without knowing it, I woke up one day, and because I had not poured God's word into me, and the shelter that I ran to was those things and people, I got a Job experience. I woke up, went out, came back home a few hours later, and my girlfriend had left. Now that should give you a clue as to whether I was living a righteous life, because she left. So she was living with me, and we weren't married. So, relationships, fornication outside of marriage. And I was a Christian, still am, but at the time I professed to be. Phone rang, and my divorce attorney said, "Hey, got to talk to you about your custody case." Phone rings. I said, "Can I put you on hold a second, Roger?" One client after the next, after the next, after the next, after the next called and said, "We got bad news. My CPA embezzled money. I'm going to close up shop." And all the businesses where I, as a consultant, had positioned myself to either have ownership in the company or shares, I lost everything. Wow. Then my divorce attorney, I get back on with him. I'm feeling down, and guess what? He says, "It's going to cost you an extra $25,000. And I said, "I thought we had this thing." He said, "No, it's taken a really bad turn." So I log in, and I said, "Well, I can wire you." And I go to look in my account, and all my accounts were like 18 cents. And I had a few dollars in my pocket. I don't carry a lot of cash around. And I look, and the state of Arizona had gone and leveraged and seized all of my money because of a tax return that my ex-wife and I had filed years ago. So in a moment, I lost everything in about 5 minutes. So I told him I'd call him back, called my parents. I said, "Look, my mortgage is due. I've got payments on things." And they're like, "We can't help you." "Yeah, can I come live with you?" "No." Called friend after friend after friend. No. So what did I turn to for shelter? Not God's word, not Jesus. I did a couple of shots of alcohol, and I said, "You know what? That's it, I'm done." I didn't do any of the things that these men and women. I was about to turn in and tap out and give back God's greatest gift. And at that moment, when I was about to do it, I said one name. One name, Jesus. And he saved me. I don't know how I got out of the predicament I was in. So what I can share with you is, if you're not leaning on God's word, if you're not spending time here, when the storms do come, and the trials do come, and the tests do come, you're going to fail. Absolutely 100% guaranteed. The Bible's full of men and women that failed. If you're not leaning on this, daily devotional by Pastor Travis, you don't think this is anointed? Sadly mistaken. You got to lean on something. And if you're not able to lean on brothers and sisters like this, and you're leaning on the wrong people, wait till the storm kicks up, because you won't have anybody to lean on at that point. So I encourage you to invite one person, one man, one woman, buy a book for them and get them to come to our next Bible study. We'll plug in, Pastor Travis has written the 3rd volume, and we'll pack out this place. But that was my story, because my message was safe zone and going through. Most of us want to get out. I didn't have a safe zone, and I just wanted to get out of the situation. But God brought me through it. And my Job experience, God, just like Job, was faithful and restored tenfold that which I lost.
Would you give all of these men and women a hand clap tonight? Come on. Come on, give them, come on. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you. Very quickly tonight, we want to pray for you. I want you to know tonight, as we talked and put together some things and prayed about what would happen in this room, in this very moment, this Bible study, the 30 Days with God, wasn't just some cool thing that we all got to come together and do every single week. Literally, I don't know about you, but there were God moments every single week. I don't know about you, but there were moments where God spoke directly to people's hearts every single week. It was weird because it was like a building upon a building upon a building upon a building, where I believe that building has us at this last moment. And I don't know, for the people in this room tonight, you know, what testimony, what story, what scripture that you heard tonight maybe you need to hear. But I do know this, that God's faithful. And literally there's hundreds of people across this room. And the cool thing about our Father is that he's a loving Father. He cares for his children. And no matter what you walked in here with tonight and what you needed tonight, I know that he's faithful to meet you where you are. So if you will with me, let's bow our head and close our eyes. I want to pray for you tonight.